The glass slipped in my hand. Not enough to fall, just enough for the stem to tremble, for the vibration to run up my wrist and lodge itself somewhere behind my ribs. I heard it before I saw anything, the low murmur of a man's voice, close, intimate, meant to be swallowed by the room's noise. She talks about her husband constantly. I froze. A lie delivered casually, as if it were the most harmless truth in the world. Because she didn't. She hardly talked about me at all. Not to me, not to anyone. I kept my eyes down, playing the part of the waiter I wasn't. White shirt, borrowed apron, practiced silence. My wife's promotion party, one I was told spouses weren't invited to. Too formal, she'd said. Too corporate, too political. I hadn't argued. I'd stopped arguing months ago. But hearing that man's voice, hearing the warmth in it, made something old and familiar push its way up my throat. I lifted my head, and there she was, my wife, my partner of 9 years, laughing, her shoulders angled toward a young man in a sharp navy suit. His hand rested casually, no, comfortably, on her waist, possessive in a way no colleague's touch should ever be. She didn't flinch. She leaned in. A beat passed, then another. My pulse didn't race. It slowed, as if my body already knew the truth and was bracing for impact. She turned, just slightly, and for the first time in months, I saw her smile reach her eyes. It wasn't for me. I should have walked away, should have left the borrowed uniform on a hook behind the bar, slipped out the service door, and preserved whatever illusion I still had left of us. But something kept me rooted, something cold, clean, and strangely steady. Maybe it was the way she brushed a stray hair behind her ear when the young man whispered to her. She only did that when she wanted to be admired. Maybe it was the way her fingers hovered near his tie as she laughed. She only did that when she wanted to be touched. Maybe it was the simple, brutal realization that she looked alive with him in a way she hadn't looked with me in a long time, or ever. I moved through the party in slow, calculated circles, delivering glasses I didn't fill, clearing plates I didn't care about, invisible, a ghost in my own life. Every time I passed them, I caught fragments, his hand brushing her back, her thanking him for everything, a shared glance that lingered half a second too long. No overt declarations, no incriminating embrace, just the unmistakable language of people who had crossed a line and kept walking. My mind tried to deny it, tried to construct alternate explanations. He's her mentor. He's congratulating her. It's nothing, nothing, nothing. But every lie collapsed under its own weight. When she finally stepped away, toward the restroom, alone, my body moved before my mind did. I followed at a distance, enough to watch her pause at a corner table and check her phone. She typed quickly, smiled faintly, deleted something, then tucked the phone away. The deletion was louder than any confession. Something inside me shifted then, not a break, but a pivot, like gears clicking into place. Suspicion wasn't enough. I needed truth, not to confront her, to free myself from her. It began quietly, a series of small, unremarkable actions that would have looked like normal life to anyone else, but felt like reconnaissance to me. Her phone patterns, her late nights, the sudden attention to her appearance, the new password she hadn't meant to let me see reflected in her laptop screen. I moved carefully, deliberately. When she showered, I checked the Bluetooth connection saved on her phone. One stood out, a device I didn't recognize, a name that matched the young man's initials. When she slept, I copied the serial number of her tablet and used it to access her cloud backup. I didn't open anything yet, not until I had the rest of the puzzle. I tracked her location history. Patterns emerged. Same coffee shop, same days, same hours. Never with me, never mentioned. I ordered a DNA test, but not for infidelity. A different fear clawed at me. A fear born months before, when she had dismissed the idea of us trying for a child again. Too busy, too tired, too unsure. I remembered a conversation she thought I'd forgotten. "You'd be a great father," a coworker had told her. "I hope so," she'd replied softly. One day, not with him, just one day, as if we weren't even part of the same sideline anymore. The results came back 2 weeks later. Everything suddenly made sense. Patterns, passwords, disappearing messages.
And one file on her cloud backup that she hadn't deleted fast enough. A photo. Of her. And him. His arms around her. Her mouth near his ear. dated 3 months ago. The night she told me she was working late. When the truth crystallized, it didn't hurt the way I expected. It numbed, like frost settling over a dead field. I printed the photo. 1 copy. No explanation. No note. Just evidence. That evening she came home humming, a rare sound, one I used to love. Now it's scraped against me like metal on bone. She found me at the table, calm, still, unmoving. "What's wrong?" she asked. I slid the photo across the table, slowly, precisely. She froze. Color drained from her face. Her breath hitched once, then broke into shallow, desperate fragments. I can explain," she whispered. I said nothing. She reached for my hand. I pulled it back. Her world shattered. Mine clarified. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I simply handed her an envelope. Printed timelines. Location history. Messages recovered from her cloud. Every step she thought she hid. Her eyes widened as she read. A silent unraveling. "You were tracking me?" She choked. "No," I said quietly. I was observing. The distinction gutted her. She begged. She tried to reach for me. She tried to twist the story into something survivable. I let her speak until her voice cracked. Then I stood. "I'm not here to fight," I said. "I'm here to end it." Her knees buckled as if I'd struck her. I hadn't touched her. I didn't need to. I walked past her, leaving the evidence spread across the table like a crime scene she created. As I opened the door, she whispered, "Please, don't go." I didn't look back. The night air felt clean, unfamiliar. Freedom always does at first. I walked slowly, feeling something inside me settle. A quiet, heavy finality that wasn't grief, wasn't rage, but recognition. I had loved her. Once. But the man who loved her had died quietly months ago, long before I followed her into that party. Truth didn't destroy me. It freed me. And as the cold wind brushed across my face, I understood something simple and absolute. She hadn't betrayed the man I was. She had betrayed the man she would never get to know. I didn't look back. I never do. And that's how I knew it was over.